Okay.
Yes. Now we can look at each other if you want. Bonjour, Gilles Mantel, je suis en direct de la conférence Agile 2008 et je me trouve en présence de Marick. Hi Brian.
Hi.
So first I want to thank you for giving your time because I know you're a very busy man being the stage producer in this conference. So we wanted to ask you two questions. So the first question is, you were part of this Agile manifesto in 1999. So what is your kind of assessment after these first 10 years in the Agile world?
So I've been asked this question before, and what I've come to conclude is that the Agile Manifesto was essentially a document written by members of the team to the business saying, please don't try to help us with processes and such. Please let us do what we think we know how to do, and in return we will give you software at frequent intervals, and we promise to stop whining about changing requirements. And what's happened since the Agile Manifesto was written, in my opinion, is that that message has gotten across. That is, it's much less of a problem to convince management to adopt Agile processes. In fact, it may be too easy to convince them to adopt Agile processes. So what was never written down in the Agile Manifesto and has to some extent gone missing are the values that are required within the team. And I was sufficiently excited about this topic that I made a poster, which I will ship. There are the 4 values that are missing from the Agile Manifesto. And so I will hold this for a second. I will. So there's the whole poster. So it's modeled after Russian revolutionary art. And I will send this poster to anybody who sends me email asking for it, giving me their surface address, including people in France. So the 4 things that are missing are, in order of easy for people to accept to hard for people to accept, are discipline. People generally don't understand how difficult, how exacting the self-discipline required to make Agile software development work is, so they tend to treat it too loosely. A second problem is that we do not emphasize enough skills. Skills like writing code, skills like writing tests. There are lots of important things around. There are lots of important skills that we simply don't concentrate on because we think a few simple rules are all it takes. You know, if you do your stand-up once a day and if you have a backlog, you're Agile. And that doesn't necessarily work. A third one is more difficult, a bit more difficult to understand, but the computer programmer Richard P. Gabriel wrote a book called Patterns of Software, in which he pointed out that programmers live inside of their code maybe for more hours a day than they live inside of their home, and yet they make no particular effort to make their homes livable, or as he puts it, habitable. And you see this in Agile teams, not just programmers. So my idea for what's important in an Agile team is your work should be not easy, but you should be able to work with ease. You should not have to struggle constantly. And people don't realize that's important enough, and therefore people don't invest in it. And the final thing that I think was missing is joy. When I first got involved in Agile software development, I would go into teams and I would talk to Agile teams, and they were probably technically less skilled than they are nowadays because they were breaking new ground. But people in there, and especially the business people, would say, this is the best project I've ever worked on in my entire life. I don't see why you would do it any other way. There was real joy in the team room. Now I go to Agile projects, and what I hear more of is work doesn't suck as much as it used to. And I think we could probably aim a little higher than that. So those are the 4 values that I think we need to emphasize in the next 10 years.
That was really interesting. So thank you for this very insightful answer. And we'll cut the interview now. And so I thank you very much. And let's see what the next 10 years will give.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.